What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with a Saturday afternoon video. I don't usually do videos on Saturday, but I figured I would put this up there. According to rumors, the New York Giants are going to interview Matt Rhule on Tuesday. Obviously, the head coach of Baylor, who has come out and pretty much said it's either the Giants' job or he's going back to Baylor. He doesn't have interest in coaching anywhere else. That kind of knocks the Cowboys out of the running, which kind of figured he wasn't going to go there anyway. This is a guy that is going to want some control, and obviously, as a head coach at Dallas, you're not going to get any control of Jerry Jones there. So Matt Rhule's got ties to the New York Giants. You know, his family's from the Northeast originally. Obviously, he was the assistant offensive line coach here in 2012. He has also worked with Gettleman in the past. So a very appealing job to Matt Rhule, obviously, and the Giants are going to go ahead and interview him for the position. Now, this is the guy that I want as the number one guy out there. This is the guy that I want. Again, just looking ahead his track record and the way he turned programs around at Temple and at Baylor. Of course, it doesn't mean much in the NFL. I mean, he doesn't have any NFL head coaching experience, and it's a different game. Obviously, there's much more talented teams. Sometimes the college talent is way off. You could see that with Georgia and Baylor. Georgia's just otherworldly talented. That doesn't mean Kirby Smart's a better head coach than Matt Rhule. It just means his team was much more talented. So at the NFL level, it's going to be much different. And I just like Matt Rhule's attitude. I like the way he goes about things. He's a younger coach. He's 44 years old. I think he's got a very innovative mind. I think he's got the right attitude to coach in New York. And I think the Giants need somebody like this to come in here and mold these young guys. I think he can inspire these guys to play better. I like that the Giants are thinking outside the box. I honestly don't remember the last time, I mean, not in my lifetime, they haven't taken a college coach and made him the head coach, because I started with Parcells, and it was Ray Hanley who was a coordinator under Parcells. Then they brought in Dan Reeves, who obviously had experience at Denver and went to a few Super Bowls with Denver. And then they brought in Jim Fossil, who was also a coordinator with the Giants, and then brought in Tom Coughlin, who was a head coach at Jacksonville and a coordinator with the Giants wide receivers coach in 1990. And then, of course, they brought in McAdoo, who was an offensive coordinator with the Green Bay Packers and an offensive coordinator with us. And then, of course, they brought in Pat Shurmur, who had experience as offensive coordinator with the Vikings and the Eagles and other things in the NFL. So as far as I know, I don't remember the Giants ever bringing in a college head coach. Like I said, at least not in my lifetime. So it's something completely out of the box. I like that they're doing this. I honestly think he will get the job. It just seems like this is a match made in heaven. It seems like Rhule really wants to be here, and it seems like the Giants are dead set in getting Matt Rhule to coach the team going forward. So I'm really anxious to see how the interview goes on Tuesday. Obviously, they had a couple of interviews today as well. They interviewed Thursday and Friday, so they obviously have interviewed a lot of coaches for this position. But if I'm a betting man, which I'm not because I don't do well when it comes to betting, I have to imagine that this interview on Tuesday is pretty much almost I don't want to say a done deal, but I think that his interview, unless he really bombs on it, I don't see that happening. I think the Giants are going to make this guy an offer, and they're just going to have to come to terms and come to some kind of negotiation agreement. I really like Don Martindale, second candidate I would like to have here. Not a big McCarthy guy. Chris Richard, just not enough experience in my opinion. Eric Bieniemy, same thing. I don't believe that he would have what it takes to coach here. I'm always skeptical of Andy Reid's coordinators and how good that offense is over there. So sometimes that just kind of turns me on. Not that I don't think Bieniemy's a good offense coordinator. Could be a head coach in the league. I just feel like when you have all the talent that they have in Kansas City, I don't know how a guy's going to come in from Kansas City and then come to New York where you don't have nearly the talent of a Kansas City. That's what worried me about Bieniemy more than anything else. And again, I'm not saying that Matt Rhule has any head coaching experience either, but I just feel like he's been able to turn around college programs that have had less talent, and all of a sudden, he took over Baylor. They won 11. And this year they were 11-2. They lost to Georgia, obviously, but most of those kids that were on that 1-11 team were on this team that almost won the Big 12 championship this year. So I really like the way he's been able to turn programs around. Again, I like his coaching philosophy. I like his no-nonsense attitude. And I think that Matt Rhule and the New York Giants are definitely going to work on getting something done. It'll be interesting to see what happens on Tuesday, and I guess we'll only know in the coming days exactly how the interview went and where the Giants are going to go forward as far as the head coaching search goes. But that's all I got on the video, man. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday, enjoy the rest of your weekend, get ready to watch some playoff games, and we'll see you next time. Until then, it's a bad thing it is, and I am gone. Peace!